All right. Hey. How you guys? It's David and Janis.
Hi.
Janis, like Janis Joplin.
That's right.
Isaman.
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 Yes.
Not Iserman, Isaman.
Correct. Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is that European, Eastern European? Where's your family come from?
They're actually very American.
Were they?
That name was changed in the 1700s.
From
It's actually a little bit unclear, but
Okay.
let's call it German, French, somewhere in there.
All
So
right.
the spelling was changed.
How did they end up in
Consort. It's a good question.
There had to be land involved.
There was land involved.
Mhm.
Yes, in the early 1900s, there was land involved. So my great grandpa Edwin Isaman homesteaded. He took a train for 2 days to Alberta and
Wow.
toughed it out.
From where did he come from?
Upstate New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you're like third generation
Yes.
Albertan.
I'm deeply Albertan on
Do you wanna
both
talk-
sides of my family.
Should we talk politics? No.
Let's definitely not talk politics.
I have some opinions. I came in '75
Oh, wow.
to Alberta, which doesn't make me an Albertan, but I guess
At this point, yeah.
kind
Sure,
of. Eh?
Sure, yeah.
My kids were born here.
Yeah.
Although I'm like your grandpa, I came out. Or was your great grandpa?
Not my grandpa. That would be my...
Your great grandpa.
I hope my parents don't watch this because my dad's into genealogy. I
Yes.
think it's my great-great-grandpa, actually.
That came out.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of like him. I came in the '70s from the Maritimes,
Oh.
and we were economic refugees, right?
I think a lot of people in Alberta have been economic refugees.
We used to say we were car people because you remember they had boat people.
Yes. Yeah.
No discrimination meant. I mean, we used to call them boat people.
Sure.
And I was a car people.
I'm a train people.
Really?
Yeah.
You came on the train.
Well,
No.
I didn't personally, but they did.
They did.
My great-grandpa Edwin did.
Wow. So that was the early days of the train. Yeah. Have you ever ridden the train across Canada?
I haven't. No.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd love to.
It's a big country.
Yeah,
So, did you go to school in concert,
I did.
like high school? And
I went, well, there's only one school there.
You're too big for concert.
I am way too big for concert. So yeah, there's one school there. So I went K to 12. I did that whole thing.
Wow. So it's a small school.
Yes. This was great. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a lot of the same kids. I
You did.
graduated from high school with a lot of the same people I went to kindergarten with.
I grew up in a small town, and we knew, everybody in every house,
That's right.
and we knew stories
That's
about
right.
everybody. We knew their kids. We knew, who was
Stories
related
about
to
their
who.
grandparents.
Yeah, and if they're an older couple, awesome. Hi, Barry. Thanks for dropping in. Love you. He's from New York.
That's awesome.
Down-
He's one of my people.
But you remember? I remember there was a couple. It was like I don't know why I'm telling you this, but then they were older, and I hung out with their son, who was younger, and then I realized that they were actually his grandparents,
Oh wow.
and his uncle was actually his father. And do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
interesting.
And-
Yes,
and-
yes,
and,
yes,
you know,
yes.
so sometimes when those things happen, and a baby came along.
That was a while back that people did that. Yes.
Yeah, then grandparents would raise, and
Now we can be single parents.
now yes, I remember that, and everybody knew everybody's business.
That's right. That's very small town. Everybody
You might
knows.
even remember party lines.
We had party lines when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yes. So we were late stage Canadian conversion on the real telephone.
On the real telephone.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And we used to have like two longs and a short. You had a ring. Everybody had a certain
Yes.
ring.
Yes. Yes.
And then you waited a minute before you picked up to listen.
That's right.
Very quietly, you hold the thing down, you pick it up, and put it, and then.
Yeah, it's
you
hard to
let
have
loose.
private business when you actually literally can answer the neighbor's phone call.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. So, what I think's amazing is because here we are both so young, and and how much the world has changed.
It has.
in the last.
It has.
Like from a party line, and I get that concert was at the end of the
Concert was
changeover.
the end of the whole Canadian changeover. Yes.
Yes, and so from a party line to where we are now, doing this video.
It's true.
On my primary phone.
It's true. It's true.
It's really crazy.
It's
So,
true.
do any of you remember party lines? I think it's.
Click like if you
Yeah.
remember the party line.
If you remember party lines. If you have any questions, we're going to talk about. Janis has this amazing system, and she's going to tell us about that. And it's like a body and health system, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to hearing about that. And that's Janis. I think you came in the store one day to visit. You
I
were
did.
actually next door. Or something.
I was next
At
door.
the gym next
Yeah.
door, and Janis came in to visit, and we really liked each other, and she stayed and talked for like an hour and a half.
It was quite a while. Yeah,
And-
it's
and
great.
for a super busy woman. I remember thinking, "Wow, that was really cool."
Yeah.
And told me a lot of tips about how I should be, could be,
Could be.
and
Yeah.
things I might do in my business.
Yeah.
And I've done some of them, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. As a result of that,
Yeah.
and I've been trying to get you to come back ever since.
But I'm here today.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yeah. That was about
That was a few months ago. I
October,
would say.
November?
Yeah, 6 months ago. Yeah.
October or November.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I'm glad you're back. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you've come all the way from Consort.
That's right. There's a lot of living in between concert and today, but yes.
You come to Calgary after Consort?
I did not actually.
You went to
I'm
school
gonna
somewhere?
rattle off
Yeah.
a list of cities I've lived in. I lived in Edmonton. I lived in San
Sorry.
Francisco.
Oh, I like San Francisco.
Lived
Bay
in
Area.
Montreal.
Yeah.
I lived in Toronto
Yeah.
3 times, and I lived in New York City.
No way.
Yeah.
San Fran's my favorite city. Of the ones you listed.
I like San Francisco.
Except it can be so cold in the summertime sometimes.
San Francisco's like Calgary weather, cold in the summertime.
Honestly, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I remember coming in, like be up the other side of Napa, up past Calistoga, up in that country on my motorcycle. I used to go to a place called Harbin Hot Springs a lot. And,
Nice.
And
No.
so and it would be like 95 degrees.
Right.
I'd be on my bike.
Yes. Feeling great, loving life.
Gonna ride down to,
Yes.
to San Francisco. By the time I get to San Francisco, I'd go
Yeah.
from riding in my shorts
Yeah.
to all my gear on.
Jacket,
Yeah.
scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like 45 or
Yeah.
50 degrees in San Fran. The wind comes in. And
I mean, there's a famous saying: the coldest winter I've ever spent in my life is a summer in San Francisco.
Yes.
And it's really true.
Who said that?
it
Famous
was-
author.
I thought it was Mark Twain, actually, but maybe not.
Yeah. Because he was around there.
Yeah.
He was around there.
Yeah.
Well, that's really
It's
cool.
a beautiful city.
Yes. What'd you do there?
I was working on my first entrepreneurial project. Didn't work out, but moved on to number 2
It was
today.
educational.
It was actually media based.
But it was educational.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So it worked.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I learned a lot doing that. A lot.
That's what
Yes.
entrepreneurs say.
Yes.
When businesses fail, we say, "Wow, what a gift
What
that
a
was."
lesson. Yes. But I can say, in truth, that without that experience, my current business would not be what it is.
Yes.
For sure.
Nice.
Yes.
To New York,
Yeah.
Toronto 3 times.
Toronto 3 times.
Yeah.
Love Toronto.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You
do.
must know it. I mean, city's just a city unless there's people there that you care about.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
That's been the greatest thing about moving around that much is there's
Mm-hmm.
there's a pathway behind me of people I love in every city. It's great.
We're kind of in the backwaters now in Calgary. How did this happen?
Well, I have a son, so
I know why I'm here.
yes.
So okay.
So I have a son. So
So this is a great place to raise kids.
right.
Yeah.
It is, and my family's nearish hereabouts. So
Mom and Dad.
my parents live in Consort on the farm still.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
then I
they're
have a
close
sister
enough,
and a brother that are here.
but
So
not too close.
that's right.
Yes.
I love you, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, we do. Well, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved up from the Maritimes years ago, my mom and dad were a long ways away.
That is far.
That was like, and back in those days, sometimes your biggest monthly bill was the phone bill. Do you remember?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah,
It's really true.
because we were always on long distance and.
Well, I spent all my vacation time and all my vacation money flying back here to attend weddings, to go to family functions, to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So now I can go on vacation in warmer places.
Where did you go to school?
U of A in
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you study?
I have a Bachelor of Commerce.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Yes.
Good degree.
So that helps you to
Run my business.
plan businesses
It's true.
and stuff like that. Do you think some of the stuff you learned is still valuable?
I do. It's not like it's not on a day-to-day basis that I'm sitting around thinking, wow, remember that course? That doesn't happen. But I definitely think it planted a seed of information and a way of thinking that definitely 100% helps. So I am running what is fundamentally a passion business, but I also have a business background and a business degree. So
Do you help people with business? Do you consult business?
I have, not
Yeah.
frequently, but yes. Yeah.
Tell us about your passion business. That's a big lead in. You know?
Thank you.
So, I get it. It's a business you're passionate about.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So my former career before my son was born, I worked in the media, and my personal passion was health, fitness, nutrition, well-being, all of that stuff. And so I took courses and I did training and I consulted with clients, and I was actually, unbeknownst to me, was running a side hustle business doing that. So after my son was born, I moved to Calgary and I opened a commercial space for business called My Body Couture. And in that business, what I actually discovered along the way when I was doing it as a passion job was that I really just love helping people feel better in their body.
Yes.
And that's basically the mission of my studio. And the real point of difference there for me is that I work with people one-on-one. So if you came in, there's no classes. You can't sign up for a class. You have to sign up with me. So you are actually working with me to solve your specific
Do
problem.
men as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At least 50% of my clientele is actually male, and that always surprises people. But I work with men. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what does couture mean?
That means couture is actually a word from the fashion industry.
Okay, yeah.
So that word means
Like
a custom dress.
Okay.
So people used to go get a couture dress, and that's why I named it that, because it's the model of really crafting something
I feel
that's
like I just
completely.
revealed how uncultured I am.
That's okay. It's a difficult word, and I was thinking that earlier today. I love the concept of it, but it's a difficult word for people to both hear and spell.
And connect to.
And
maybe.
connect to. No, people
They
get
get
it.
it? Okay.
But that's really what I specialize in. I specialize in really, you talk to me, we kind of dig into what it is that you personally need solved, and we work on that.
Do you ever prescribe meditation?
I should. I actually combine a lot of different disciplines. So yoga is one of those. So there is a component of my work, a huge component actually, that is about finding that yin and yang balance, coming to stillness. I tend to do that a little bit more through movement because that's, a lot of people really have no entry point to meditation. You know, when you're on your phone and you're moving around all day and you're doing things.
That's why we want to set them up with a stool.
Right.
Yes.
It's very hard to come and start from that point where you're on the go and you're running and you're checking things off your to-do list to actually come into stillness. So I'm actually really a bridge between you and your meditation stools, because the first thing that I'm doing, getting people to stay in one place and not freak out, because that actually can be very anxiety provoking for people.
I know.
When you're used to just going, sitting, it's like the world is crashing in on you.
I tell people, can I share this with you? Lots of times people will come here, and I talk to lots and lots of people about meditation, and they'll say, well, I meditate when I'm on my motorcycle. And I say, well, actually, no, you're not. Well, I meditate when I'm on a black diamond run. And what does happen on the motorcycle or on the double black diamond run is that we're present.
Correct. Yes.
We're totally present.
That's right.
And when we're present, we actually do sense the presence of the one.
Sure.
You know, of,
Sure.
of whatever
Sure.
we want to call it. We talked about concepts of
Yeah.
God earlier.
Yeah.
But that's not a meditation.
It's not a meditation.
And it feels great.
Sure.
You know, we come off it and I'm like, wow, you know, what just happened?
Yeah, I think there's some confusion. Actually, I taught a yoga class last night, and I addressed that precise topic.
Did you?
There's flow, and there's being engaged. So
Yes.
that is being on your motorbike, skiing,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I
Whatever.
tell people they sit on this
Yes.
for, 10 minutes and just do nothing but be
Yes.
on this, even if the mind's flying.
Which is fine, yeah.
It's busy.
Yeah.
And just to sit for 10 minutes every day, that something miraculous will shift in their whole system.
Sure. You need your body to come to stillness.
Yes.
And so it's not to disparage
Mhm.
the idea of meditating while moving, but you can't.
What are they called? Dead man's pose? When you're at the end of yoga, when we just
Oh,
lay on the mat.
Shavasana.
Savasana.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
And that's kind of the stillness place.
That's
isn't it?
stillness of your body.
Yes.
And then I speak to my classes about you can do two things in that moment of stillness. If you're someone who kind of dissociates from life and you're checked out, you can get into your body and you can actually use that time to develop some body awareness. If you're someone who's always really cerebral in your head and your checklist doing things, you can actually zone out. So I think that for me in my classes isn't meditative. It's a time to build a skill that perhaps you're not using
Okay.
already.
Yes.
And that comes to, that body and brain interaction. So for me, that's not meditation.
No. Okay.
It's a bridge to meditate because when people arrive, they're frantic from their day.
Could you teach meditation?
I'm not certified to do so.
I'll certify you.
Okay. All right, I'll be back next week. In 2 weeks, yes.
We talked about that earlier. James was saying that he thought he should go get certified. And I said, James, who the heck's going to certify you? I mean, I'll certify you. We'll make up.
David can certify me. I can certify you, James, and
We'll be good.
We'll be good.
And we can teach meditation. Anyway.
The truth is, I feel honestly at this point, there are some amazing meditation and yoga nidra instructors in the city.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
My skill set is really to bring people into their body
Yes.
and to make them feel better in their body.
Yeah.
And I'm better at that than most people. I have people that I actually send to for meditation and yoga nidra because they're more talented than I am or ever will be. So I think it's important. But I really bridge that. I really deal with type A clients.
Do you?
Take the type A's, turn them into, people that their body's comfortable, their mindset is a little bit, some of that space is cleared, and then they can.
So type A is different than kind of fat and out of shape.
Yes. Those are, I don't actually, none of the work that I do has anything
how I
to do
feel.
with, I mean, you can come see me, but that's not really what I do.
No.
I don't deal with the aesthetics of the body. And I think I'm working in kind of, if there's an industry I'm in, it's the fitness industry, but
Yes.
I've really divorced myself. If you want to come in and lose 20 pounds, I'm going to send you somewhere else. That's not what I do. When I say comfortable in your body, I mean physically aware. We're going to increase your body awareness. We're going to improve your posture. Not to say that your posture is bad, but any of those kind of, a lot of the people that come to see me have back pain, hip pain, neck pain, knee pain, and you can't sit on a meditation stool for 15 minutes if your back is like, if you got a pain in your back. You can't even sit at your office desk and do your best work. You can't be present with your children.
I didn't have a pain in my back, but now.
Now that your awareness is drawn there.
Yeah.
So
and I thought I was sitting okay. But you brought me into my body just like that.
That's right, just like that. So it's really about, we have to be able to be in our body in life, and you can't achieve consciousness. I mean, it is that Maslow's hierarchy. So I'm by no means a personal trainer or a standard Pilates or yoga teacher, because I bless those who do, but I really don't care about body aesthetics. And it's not about kind of achieving what you can achieve. I really am deconstructing basic movements, giving you body awareness, and breaking it back down to, if you watch a child move, it's effortless, it's free. They're not thinking about their body. And by the time someone's our age, there's a lot of people that spend a lot of time thinking about their body because their body is actually holding them back from.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
I work out every day.
Excellent.
But it's only like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But every single morning now for about 120 mornings in a row.
That's
And
awesome.
Wow, does it ever feel
Yes.
different? So
Yes.
I'm doing some weights and I'm doing some,
That's awesome.
jumping jacks and
Yeah.
doing sit-ups and I'm doing squats. And,
Yeah.
and it's all in my home, but about 20 minutes every day, every single day.
And you need to.
religiously.
Our body needs to move. And
I can't believe how
yeah,
much it's changed.
it changes you.
So,
Has that improved your meditation practice?
I think so.
I
yes.
would think it would, yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
it's improved everything
Yeah.
in my life. And
Yeah.
I'm a big Dave Asprey fan. Do you know who
Oh,
Dave
yeah.
Asprey is?
Yes, I do.
And
Yeah.
I'm not a big Dave Asprey fan. I discovered I started Headstrong, his
Yeah.
new book, and I've been through parts
Awesome.
of it numerous times. But and now I'm watching YouTube videos of him and stuff. I mean, the guy's a little genius.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And he wants to live to be 180. And
Get after it.
I'm starting new careers in my age,
Right.
so I need to be here. And it's all about the mind and the mitochondria and the
Absolutely.
ATB so I recommend everybody take a little time in his book.
Yeah.
But you've developed a way to carry this message
Absolutely.
to more.
Yeah.
Through media and through.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, we chatted about this back in the fall, but one of the biggest.
You were an inspiration, yes.
Thank you. One of the biggest barriers to my business is that one-on-one model. So there's a price for that, and there is a scheduling for that, and there is a location for that.
Yes, yeah.
And I just found that there was a lot of people that 1, 2, or 3 of those factors were very real for them, so they couldn't come to my business and get this work, but they knew that they needed it. So last year I started testing some online courses, and this year I've redone them all. We've had them all professionally filmed and edited, but those will be available to people online to buy shortly as a course, as a class, so that it's mirroring and replicating the kind of stuff that I do in my studio, but that people can do at home.
Do you know what? Can you do? Have you ever done any guest speaking?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I think that that your message, in a 15 or 20 minute, like a TED Talk kind of a talk,
we're gonna get there.
would be.
Yeah.
Well, I made a commitment actually the other day here in this room to be doing a TED Talk before June of next year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We can start our own little TED Talk. I'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 But the TEDx talks are.
Yeah.
I actually know the people in Ubud who
sweet.
organize the TEDx
Nice.
talks there, so I think I can.
You can do it.
I can get in.
That's awesome.
But there's people here organizing TEDx talks
Yes.
as well,
Yes.
and I think you climb through the TEDx
Absolutely.
network to the.
Yeah.
You might get to the big stage.
Sure.
So I think you'd be great at that.
But what's great about TEDx is that everything is online, so
Yes.
it's very accessible. It doesn't matter if you did it here, Banff,
Yes.
or the
that's
big
right.
one,
Yeah.
which is great because it makes the message accessible, and that's why I went online, because I had clients that wanted to see me, and they literally can't sneak away at lunch. They can't make the schedule work. They can't make the budget work. They can't make. Some of them don't even live here, right? So then that way, this message is really important. I think people are a lot more dialed into, their body, consciousness, meditation, all of that stuff than we were 30 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
And the importance of it. Like, you can't function in life without feeling great.
You've been interested in
All of this,
mind-body connection.
Yes.
Can we call it that?
Absolutely.
Mind-body connection and holistic connection.
Yeah.
And probably with a little spiritual thing as well.
It is, because my clients never come to me saying, I really have this emotional problem, but at the end of the day, when I work with somebody for a long time, we always notice patterns of what is happening in your life is happening in your body. And we all have places that we store the junk that is coming at us emotionally. And that is a big part of my work. I don't talk about it very often, but that stuff comes out when you release it, and we peel we peel that back so that it's not going to emotionally flood you. And I'm not a therapist, but
you know that we store.
Absolutely, we do.
And jaws.
A lot.
And
a lot.
Our necks.
Yeah. So we have to be able to get that out. I mean, this is a great storage compartment.
For emotion.
We do it on purpose because emotions can flood us. But if we actually start peeling that away week by week.
So the book I'm reading online on a daily basis from Dr. David Hawkins called Letting Go is about letting go of the stuff and identifying what it is and letting it go. And it does get stored in our body.
It does.
And so when you're helping people to become more aware, it's going to bring stuff up.
It does bring stuff up. Yeah. I mean, people can cry and people can have releases. It may not happen either, but it's a pretty rare person who doesn't kind of come to some emotional epiphanies.
Feel shit.
Yeah.
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 But so how long, you've been at this for quite a while.
Yeah.
Become a master of this in this area.
Yeah, and I love it.
Is it the piece that you're doing?
Yes.
Did you take some trainings in this particular, or did you create it?
I created it, so I am very well trained. I'm very well trained and certified and insured and all the things that are required. But I basically concocted what I love and a specialized piece of that work. And not to say that there's nobody else doing it, but it really isn't.
Well, nobody else could be doing exactly what you're doing.
No, they're not.
No.
So it's not really a job description. It's not a job title. It's just something that really called to me.
What do you call it?
I call myself a movement specialist. I mean, that's not an unusual title, but some people don't like the idea of entering through the door where we're talking about anything to do with consciousness, spirituality, meditations. They just want body work. So we can do that, or we can go a little bit further.
Do you do body work? Like hands-on body work?
So what I do generally, there's yoga. There's a technique called Yamuna body rolling. And there's balls that are used for that. So there is
like
a
tennis balls?
They're larger than that, so they're larger and more dense. That's where there's some hands-on components to it. What I actually really like to do, though, is teach my clients how to do themselves. So I don't think, just like with your meditation techniques, you don't need to be in the room every time somebody meditates, right? You don't.
No.
And I don't need to be in the room every time somebody exercises. And the exercises I'm doing with people, there's no sweating. It's really about body integration. The body's a system. So I'm teaching people how to do this at home.
Nice.
So that when they wake up at 2 a.m. and their back hurts, unless they're sleeping with their chiropractor, they can solve this themselves without having to wake up their chiropractor spouse. But that's really what people need. They need a tool that they can use and do themselves. So there's a combination of techniques that I've blended together to really give that customized prescription when somebody comes in the door.
And you can put that all in your videos now.
That's right.
To help people. So
that's right.
So let's imagine that you have 64 videos.
Yep. There's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I'm just
so
making
yes,
that up.
that's a great number.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about my right shoulder blade.
Yep.
Will we be able to go in and say, have a search on your
Not
website?
Today, but that is coming.
Is
so
it coming? Yeah.
What's coming immediately is a foundations class.
Okay.
So that basically clients online can get what clients come to my studio for. Everybody starts with basic realignment. Lots of people stop there too, and that's okay with me. There's no obligation to...
So we can realign ourselves?
Yes.
I don't have to go see my chiropractor?
You do not.
Okay.
I like chiropractors, but you do not.
My guy, Richard,
You do not.
I really like.
I mean, I like chiropractors, I like massage therapists. I see both, actually, and I love my practitioners, but those actually help. My techniques actually help. I mean, those ladies actually send clients to me because one helps the other.
Yeah. Do you like craniosacral too?
Yeah, I like it all. I like it all.
I love craniosacral. Craniosacral is like, out of this world.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of the work I do, the Yamuna body rolling work in particular, it'll actually help realign the skeleton. It's working at a bone level. So we can work muscles all day and we can work anything we want all day, but unless your actual skeleton is kind of sitting in the right spot, we're not being efficient with that time.
So a bit like Rolfing?
It has...
that's deep tissue.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You know Rolfing?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Ida
Rolf was...
Yeah, well,
She was a chiropractor.
there's an amazing rolfer here in Calgary that is also a friend of mine, Craig. He's in the Devonish building.
Is he?
So, I mean, Craig has worked on me.
Craig, what's his last name? I think I know Craig.
Yes.
He's been here for a long time.
He's been here for a long
I
time.
think he did 10 sessions on me.
Yeah, it's
a long
great.
time ago.
It's great.
Catherine McGregor did 2 series on me.
Yeah.
And
Sweet.
see,
It's right in there.
I broke my back.
Oh.
I fractured 3 vertebrae.
Yeah.
And I broke both my collarbones. I broke my sternum. Wow. I know, isn't it great?
Yeah.
And
I love people like you. I love that story because,
Well, I think that it's all been about heart opening.
Yeah.
And I had to crack the shell, and I've been cracking it, because as a kid, I think I really armored up.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of trauma. I was in a trauma home. I chose an amazing home to come into.
Right.
And with amazing parents.
Right.
That were doing their job.
Right.
And brothers and and sisters that
Sure.
were also. And I think I really armored up.
Yeah.
And
that's what we do, though.
yeah. And,
That's what we do.
So I needed to bust it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I broke maybe 6 or 8 ribs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Actually, a lot of people that come to me have like basically a rap sheet of stuff that's happened in their body, and there's nothing wrong with that. But those are typically about more than just it's not about aging. It's not about sitting at your desk poorly.
Almost all of that spiritually, emotionally related.
100%.
And in my own body, and I look at it because it's just my container.
It's just your container. But the container is not to be, if your container is a can that's been dropped on the floor and bashed,
yes,
it's really hard to, to open the contents and it's fresh product. You know what I mean?
I had to bash it to get into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's my context. I'm looking at it that way.
Yes,
it's kind of a positive.
So coming to see me, you don't need to bash it to get into it.
No.
Because you can do that in a much cleaner, clearer way.
I've had at least 3 full sessions of rolfing, so 30.
Awesome.
Which has been great, and you should have seen me before.
Yeah.
And I go see my cranial sacral guy, and I go, so I realize that it's a constant thing of opening.
It's a constant thing, and you know what? The yogis have it right. You can't be spiritually connected with a broken down body. Like they really are connected, and it is one of my goals to actually connect those two a lot more because it's just false that my back hurts and nothing else is wrong.
Do you think we eat too much? I mean, when I listen to David Asprey.
It's like $1 million question.
And I think that he's a lot of what he says is that we're just eating too much and the wrong stuff.
I partake in this, so I'm included in the we, but we really live in an indulgent society. We have too much stuff. We have too much food. We have too much of too much.
Haagen-Dazs, coffee, ice cream.
Everything. It's noticeable even. I already mentioned I have a child, and even between when I was a child and now, things are just amped up. Like Halloween is amped up, and Valentine's Day is amped up. Now these things are sugar festivals for more than one day. So yes, I think we're eating too much of what we oughtn't to be eating, for sure.
Yeah.
And we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. That's just a factual reality.
Well, when you're 8 years old, you don't want fruits and vegetables, do you? What's his name again?
Edwin.
Edwin, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna lie and tell you that my son does, but
because that's what you want.
That's right.
Speak that into existence.
That's right.
Yes. Wonderful.
That's right.
I know. I didn't when I was age, and I need to. I look at because diet's part of it, right?
Absolutely,
you
it is.
You talked about diet in your
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's over not the conversation about the diet, but yes, 100%.
Not just to him, but in your training.
I do. I don't do it with every client. Some clients want that avenue open because they're aware, and some don't, or they think they have it under control. But yes, I have certification to actually talk about the nutrition piece of it as well. So basically, I specialize in working with people who are in pain, and that could be because you're seated at a desk. It could be age related.
Do you
it could
refer
be mothers.
To physicians? Like ever to a doctor?
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh yeah. There's a scope of practice piece here where, and when I say pain, it's not from trauma. It's not from accidents. It could be emotional trauma, but it's just life wearing you down. And so I go as far as a client wants me to go. We're doing one-on-ones. So there's clients I've worked with for years, and there's
Yes.
clients who come in for 3 sessions. Both
Yeah.
are fine with me. At the end of it, it's about giving someone a tool that helps increase their awareness and allows them to go a little further. I'm not
Nice.
going to force them to go further.
So when all these cities you lived in,
Yeah.
New York, Toronto,
Yeah.
San
Yeah.
Francisco, Edmonton.
Edmonton. Don't forget Edmonton.
Consort.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you were traveling and doing, were you involved in mostly a lot of times in health?
That was my personal hobby and my personal sanity.
Okay.
I actually used to work in the fashion media.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah. So I did something totally different, and that was my way of. I mean, it was a personal passion and my way to balance out everything.
Nice.
But it really is it's a sort of calling. I remember my mom saying, you really should quit your job and do this, and I was like,
Nice.
But
well, it's hard to sometimes go after our passion, and
Yeah.
that's where we talked earlier about fear.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so dropping everything to do where I feel
Yeah.
is absolutely like I have to do it.
yes,
And
having to do something, falling into the swimming pool is a great avenue of creating success for yourself.
yes,
Really.
it's like, holy shit, okay, I'll
Hey,
do it.
we're doing it.
Yes,
Yes.
and but it can be scary as hell. It's like, are you kidding? Who do you think I am?
Well, there's a day. I mean, I signed a corporate lease. That's a scary day.
Yeah,
It's a lot of faith in yourself.
yeah,
I called up a video guy recently and said, "Hey, let's do this, and we're going to probably spend a year together recording online
Yeah.
material."
You're happy with the guy?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, good.
fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It was really, the connection that happened there was really meant to be. It's great.
I like that you did your first videos on Facebook,
On Facebook,
Live,
yeah,
and
yeah.
really got to see you actually sold some of that.
I did.
and
I
it
did.
worked
Yeah,
for you, and now
Yeah.
this is going to be just way more professional.
absolutely.
And,
Yes.
and are you doing much social media? Like, no.
There's a lot of social media happening in my life. A lot.
Is
Yes.
there?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I have. So, in addition to my business, I actually am also the Canadian distributor for the Yamuna body rolling balls.
Okay.
So, get ready for this. Between my personal businesses and my personal self, I have probably 5 different Facebook accounts. So I have My Body Couture, I have Yamuna Body Rolling Canada. I have a client group just for members
Yeah.
of My Body Couture. There's a group for just the practitioners for Yamuna Body Rolling in Canada. I have a personal Facebook page. I have a Yamuna Body Rolling Twitter. I have a My Body Couture Twitter. I have a LinkedIn page.
Instagram?
I have Instagram, My Body Couture, and Yamuna Body Rolling.
Wow.
And these are all functioning. Content is populated daily on
All right.
those. Yeah.
So you're busy with.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, a lot of times, I mean, we have, quite all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Not quite as many
Yeah.
of them as you do, but we'll use the same content. We'll move it around.
It can
and-
happen. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Like what we're doing right now, we're set up now so that we can take shorties out of this
yes.
and put it in Instagram
yes,
and that
yes,
kind of stuff.
yes.
So what James does after we're done is he'll put all your links on this
Perfect.
for
James, there's a lot of them. Take notes.
he'll ask you.
Yes.
And-
Perfect.
And we'll put all your links on.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
That you got out of consort.
No comment in case there's someone from home watching.
We love consort. But they had to share.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and-
That's true.
and that you went for your passion.
I did.
You
I
know,
did.
So that, how many years in the media?
I
fashion
did that
business?
for over a decade.
Yes.
Which
And-
was, that goes back to when I said that I have sales and marketing experience. I got a lot of that from my media years. That's business.
Yeah.
And so I run my business as a very personal business. Like, I text my clients. One of my clients had a baby, and she brought her 13-year-old baby to see me today, and I got to do some baby cuddling. So I really develop a very personal relationship with my clients, which is great because that's part of how we peel those layers, and
Yeah.
I've
But
become part of
you're
their
about
family.
to have thousands of clients online.
Yeah,
And
the family's growing.
the family's going to grow.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to have love messages to
Yeah.
them on
Yeah.
a regular basis.
That's right.
And it may not be that you get to talk with them all individually.
That's
but
right.
You're going to talk to them.
Well, I really care. I actually really, really care about my clients and about
that.
their life and about their success. And it's that's the small town in me.
Well, love heals.
It does.
Love is the.
It does.
Love is the answer.
Sometimes, I mean, I've noticed that there's lots of clients, and it's not a one-way conversation. I share my life with my clients too, but there's lots of clients that honestly tell me things that I might be the first person to know. I can think of at least one example that they're pregnant. I can think of at least one example I was the first person to know that this person was getting a divorce. That we talk. We talk. And, you know, there's so much to be said for listening.
Yes. Active listening.
Yeah.
No advice. You know.
I can give advice, but it's always passive listening. But it's just, it's really almost a lost art to have community engagement with someone who actually cares. You know, I care.
I just, because I want to spend more time with you, we have dance here on Sunday morning.
That's awesome.
We want you to come.
Okay.
We want you to bring your little guy.
My son.
You think he'll dance?
I think he'd dance.
Yes.
He does that flossing thing. Whatever that is. Yeah.
What is it?
The floss.
Okay, I don't know it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I feel like now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm definitely an old person now because that's the best I can do. But yeah, he flosses.
Oh, we'd love you to come though.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We do Sunday mornings. We're going to do kind of on a regular basis.
Cool.
So there's a bit of a community check-in. We're going to do like a sacred circle,
Nice.
and so people get to talk.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm all about.
But we're not going to give them advice.
Sure.
So we're just going to listen and let people share and
huge power in that.
Then we're going to put some content in.
Yeah.
The fella, actually, we've got this amazing man who's coming. He wants to, you know, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he's all about Maslow's self-realization.
Yeah,
and
it's a good thing.
And so he's going to bring content to help people.
That's awesome.
With greater awareness.
Yeah.
Because my recipe here, I think, is I said meditation. Lifelong learning.
Oh yes,
You know, so I have a book list.
Yes.
On our page, and you know, we refer people to the book list, and we can they can order. We have an Amazon account. They can order through us and all
That's awesome.
of our books, because I think lifelong learning is so important. If you're not,
I could not agree more. That's how I basically can run a business where I've made up my own stuff because I take multiple trainings every year. I'm a massive nerd when it comes to. There's not a day that goes by that I don't learn something.
Yes. Yeah.
It might be frivolous, but
hopefully something comes out today that you learn.
Yeah.
And then so lifelong learning, meditation, gratitude.
Yes.
You know, because which is the opposite of being a victim.
Yeah.
Everything is about, you know, thank you, Mom, thank you, Dad, and thank you, whoever, you know, thank you, ex-husband, thank you, ex-wife.
That's right.
You know, and the fourth thing is community service or service.
Yeah.
So giving back.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, helping, being prepared. When we talked about prayer, my prayer often is, show me how I can make a difference today.
Yeah.
You know, show me where I can serve.
That's awesome.
And so then I don't have to worry about when it's going to show up. And it just
it's just there.
It just shows up. And
I think that's a great tenet. That's one I very much live by in my personal life.
Yeah, I believe it.
Very much.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's and I agree with the gratitude. I mean, there was I'm a solo parent, so I've raised my son 100% by myself, and there was definitely a little bit of a rocky period there, and part of how I got out of that was actually volunteering, because maybe I feel at that time I was like, oh God, this is so hard to be a single mom. But then I went and I actually volunteered for an agency for young single moms, and
did you know that this is International Women's Day?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And I have an international woman.
Yes,
here
that's right.
With me
That's
today.
right. That's right.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Happy International Women's Day to all
Happy International Women's
the
Day.
women that are here. And I don't know exactly what that means, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, there's been such a change in our world, and maybe more difficult for old guys like me to kind of let that in. But I recognize that you know, that it is changing. I think if we want peace in the world, I think the women have to start running the show.
Yeah.
In
I'm not going to argue.
In some ways, I think that, you know, we need more women to be involved and step up and not in competition, but in unison, to work with and bring love and bring harmony into, you know, into all of our lives, you know.
You know, the whole everything in life is really that yin yang circle. Everything. So we couldn't have only men, and we couldn't have only women.
Yes, yeah. But for a long time, our society's been quite patriarchal.
A little patriarchal.
And,
yes.
And even though there's this movie I love called Big Fat Greek Wedding.
It's fun.
Do you remember that movie?
Yes, of course I do.
And the mom said to the woman who's getting married, she said, "Remember, he's always going to be the head of the family." And she was listening really carefully, and mom said, "And you are the neck. You show him where to look."
That's awesome.
And it was like leading from behind in a way,
Yeah.
you know. And it was, in a way, she was catering to the ego of the male.
Sure.
But it was such a great line and you are the neck. You like that?
So today the women are
Yes.
yes. Yes.
I just love that piece. Anyway, but it was, yes, I think the world's changed, hasn't it?
It very much has.
You know, and when I think we either change with it, or we get left behind.
That's super true.
And none of us know where we're going to be. Like, it's happening so fast.
It is happening very fast.
And
it's mind blowing, actually.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And it's mind blowing, and it's you know, and I don't think we need all. I think that that we're living together. You know, and maybe we've gone a little too far into political correctness some ways, but I think that we're living together. It's all about love.
Yeah.
And it's not about being careful. You know, I think sometimes we're so careful that we can't even be honest with each other.
That's right.
And
That's right.
And I'm all about being honest. I mean, I work with a lot of young men, and
Do you mind if I intrude?
we're just on video. We've got we're doing, but we're almost wrapped up. Don't go away. We're like 3 or 4 minutes, and we're going to be done. Yeah.
We can interview you as well.
We're going to. We're going to.
Are we? Okay. What was I saying? Oh.
We're all a community.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
Oh, but I know what I was saying. I work with a lot of young men, and I can't be nice.
Right.
You know, because they can't hear nice.
Right.
You know.
Sure.
I can't be politically correct.
There's a time for everything.
Yes.
There's a time for everything.
And sometimes we got to be like,
Sure.
like call it like it is. And
Absolutely.
And the same in your business.
Yes.
If you're working with a client.
Yes.
You know. And
Yeah, I'm actually. There's a few points of differences
I would pay you to
in
be
me.
tough.
I'm not tough, but I'm direct. That's
Honest.
the word that people use, direct.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I mean, a lot of people in my kind of corner of my profession see things and then take notes. If I see things, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm probably going to walk over to my skeleton and teach you about it so that you know. Because
Yes.
that's not something we learn about. We don't learn about our own bodies and care and maintenance of in school, and we really should. And it doesn't mean that we need to personally have like an anatomy course, but just having some understanding of where we are and how to take care of this is so important.
Yeah. Yes. You have to be clear with people.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You can't any more than, I can't fix my own car because I
Yes.
know nothing. I open the hood and I'm like, I don't know anything about this. So until we actually dig into that education piece and we are direct about it, you can't maintain any of it. Your brain, your body, none of it, right?
So I like you. I think you're quite clear. And
Thank
I think you're like you just. I think you got it going on.
Direct.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that.
Thank you.
Probably scared the hell out of some men.
That's a whole other conversation, David.
Like, what do I do with her?
Yeah. We'll talk about that off
Just
camera.
love her. Yeah.
Just love me. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
That was fun. So I want to tell you guys, if you like what Janis is talking about, I think that she's the real deal, and
I think so too.
Yes. Well, no, about if you want to really learn more about being in your body,
Yeah.
about how to how it functions, not
Yeah.
only how it functions, but how to get the most out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and how to give what it needs.
Yeah,
That you're the person to go see.
absolutely.
And
Yes.
so we're going to have links. Janice has got her new videos coming up like within
Yeah.
a week or so.
Yeah.
Everything takes longer than we think, right?
That's so true.
It's like,
Yeah, it was supposed to be last week, but
Yeah. I was right.
now it'll be next week.
We've been working on a landing page that was going to be ready like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now I find out today,
Yeah,
not.
that's right.
Yeah,
It's
they-
okay. I mean, all of the players involved are working as hard as we can, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can.
And that's going to be good. Are you going to have like some teasers?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one actually came out yesterday.
Is it?
So there's going to be lots of little teasers and
It would be
little
fun
clips.
to air some of your
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we can get it on.
And kind of support you in getting it to the audience.
Those are sitting on the cutting table now, so as soon as I have them, I'll
Nice.
zip them over.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
and the other thing I think is that here we are in our small town Calgary.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we support each other
Absolutely.
in our business
Yeah.
ventures, in our
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
And it's community.
Yeah.
It's like if you lived in Consort, everybody looked after each other.
They
right?
did. They totally did.
If shit needed to get done, you
Yeah.
know, somebody's lawn needed to be mowed and they weren't feeling
right.
well,
That's right. Yeah.
somebody else showed up and did it.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of people that have stories about harvest time.
Yes.
Something happened, and the combines come.
Yeah, and
We
they
help
look
out.
after it, and everybody gets teary-eyed.
Yeah,
It's like, and I think that because we think we're living in a big city, that maybe we think we aren't really responsible for each other, but we are.
We are. We are.
And you know, so there you go. Let's
Yeah.
share this video. If you have any questions as you're watching this, because it's going to be online and people are going to see it, and if you're watching it and you have questions for Janice or myself, please put them down. If you have any criticisms, give them to yourself. I'm kidding. No,
Yeah, I'm
you wanna
happy to
hear it.
answer questions
Yeah.
about any of what I do.
Yeah, thank you, and so are we. So
Yeah.
we are really on the same mission,
Yeah.
helping to create awareness,
Yeah.
consciousness, raise the vibration of the planet, and people can be more in their bodies. They're
That's right.
more present.
And then we're gonna, if you can be more on your body, you can also sit on the stool longer. Well, seriously.
Yeah, yes,
I mean,
yes.
if your mid back hurts and is burning, you can't do this. So if you feel like you have a body restriction that keeps you from actually sitting on the stool, I can
James,
help with that.
we're going to finish. Do you want to just? Right. Thank you, Jane. It's interesting here because we're actually in a functioning, working store.
That's right.
It's Friday afternoon. We've had a lot of traffic while we're doing this today, haven't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
That people have come in. They even wanted to come in and look around in here, and so.
Great.
So James is going to sign us off. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Follow us on YouTube as well. We'd love it if you subscribe on YouTube. And if you have any questions, let us know. Come visit us at the store. The days of the retail store are coming to an end. And we're going to go primarily online, but not for a bit. We've got lots of inventory. So love you all. And thanks for watching. And share if you like. Ask questions if you like.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience.
You were great.
Thank you.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes.
Hmm.